Hi, I'm Ashley Morgan. I am currently a senior in college studying software development security with a minor in cybersecurity. Through learning in college and getting a focus in security practices, I realized how much I also liked the just the enjoyment that you could do with front end environments as well. So I looked into different coding boot camps and I found this coding boot camp and had absolutely enjoyed it. Through all this time, I've been working on my capstone presentation, and it started out as something from a lot of different people implementing a lot of different ideas that they wanted. And so it kind of just evolved from there and just turned into something fun. Uh, so this application, the agile methodology really, really helped with it because from what you'll be able to see through the uh, the wireframes, it's definitely very fluid. It didn't start out exactly how it ended up, and it's just a lot of different fun and very, very fluid, which the agile method really, really helped with that. Uh, Through the project, something that I was very, very proud of is in the code is it's you can see where I wanted to have two different Axios calls at the same time. So I did an Axios all call when we did a calendar view to get both the API that I created as well as a public holiday one to be able to put all of the holidays onto the calendar that I created. So that calendar alone was something that I was very, very proud of, something that took me a while to get. The other thing that I was very proud of was having to do an async and the before hooks, just so that the weather would show at the nav bar at every single time that a different page was loaded. So working those two things was difficult for me at first, but once I got it, I was so, so, so proud of that. So the wireframe starting out, the homepage, it still looks pretty much about the same as what I expected it to. Just very, very basic, just welcomes the user. Then it goes into the about page, and that kind of changed a little bit, but not too much. So I definitely did want about myself, different projects that I was working on. And at the time, I was thinking about the future of the application, but that kind of shifted to be more so the future of what I was going to do. So I wanted the about page and ended up being just about myself and what I was accomplishing and what I wanted to accomplish. Then it turned into the contact page, which this still does look fairly similar, where the user could input their email, what the form was going to be about, and then the email content as well as the submit button. And instead of having that go to my own API, that just went into a form spree so that I would just get an email directly from it and be able to reply to someone from there. After the contact page, then we went to the finance tracker. And this definitely looks a little bit different, but I feel like the way that I modified it, it gave for an easier user functionality where I definitely want this page and this application to be about easier for users. Because that's something that a lot of people wanted whenever I was asking them about things and what they wanted, how they wanted it to be easier and more fluid was the biggest answer for a lot of people. So at first, I wanted to have where people would have like a running total at the top, their monthly income, their monthly bills, and a button to add the information. And then it would display at the bottom. And whenever you have add the information, it was going to be a little pop up where you'd be able to put if it was a bill, if it was an income, the amount, the date, and then to have them submit it. That pop up was just a little bit too many buttons for someone to press. The calendar page was about the same. I wanted to have the calendar and add event button with a new pop up and then be able to filter by the event. The pop up would have just been very simple, just the date, the event type, the start and time, and the location. And I was also thinking about maybe letting someone pick the different color, but that would have taken away from the ease and the simplicity that I wanted this application to be. So the application itself evolved into this, where you have, welcomes you to the household hub, just something very simply easy for someone to remember, and just lets them know that it's to help people keep track of a wide variety of different household things like finances, important dates, and who knows about what's going to come from that. The about page still looks pretty similar from the wireframes, just welcomes them and how this project came to be, a little bit about myself, and then two different links for both the capstone and another project that I've been working on. And then as my bachelor's degree at Capstone gets done, that's going to be here as well as a few different projects that I'm going to be working on in the near future. The calendar page was the one that I was very, very, very proud about. Once it loads. So the calendar page is one where I wanted it to be very, very simple. Definitely was something where a user would be able to have the simplicity, the very ease of it, and be able to see a lot of information all at once. So the calendar, you can move around by different months. It'll have inputted days that you have, the holidays. You can go by week, day, even day list. You can go through, and if you want to say an event like the vet appointment on the 19th that changed days to the 26th, you can then move it to that day. You could also click it and it'll let you know the full information for the event name and the start time as well. So if you wanted to have a new event, you would just simply put the name in the top, the day, and the time, and you don't need an end time, but put an end time, and then you schedule it, and it automatically pops up on there. And then again, if you wanted to move it around, you can move it around as much as you wanted it to, and it will change. This was something that took me a very long time to get, but it was just that sense of pride once I got it. The contact page, still fairly similar, where you can put in your email, subject, and the message. And then it'll go to a form screen form, which then I will get the email and be able to do that. You also have my GitHub and my LinkedIn down at the bottom for simple ease if someone ever wanted to go to that. The finance page was a fun one for me to do as well. So someone will input their finance name. So whatever it could have been, it could be a paycheck, could be going out to pizza, Target, how much it was, if it was a debt or income, and the running total. So simple as and then submit, and it populates down at the bottom. The future of this application, I feel like it has a very, very high chance for ever evolving. Definitely want to keep building from different user inputs and what people are requesting and wanting to see with it, something that would make their life and household functionality just a little bit easier. The big thing that I'm going to be pushing next is going to be doing a user login and a user registration, just so that someone can have their own specific information in it and not be limited just by the masses of everybody. Because currently, right now, it's not going to be very easy for one single person to use it for themselves. It is being able to create that user experience. I definitely need to have a user login, user registration, something where it can be very, very personalized. So I do believe that this application has a lot of chances for growth and improvement, but I also feel like from a good starting place, I couldn't ask for anything better. Thank you.